दोस्तों, करंट अफेयर्स को फॉलो करते हुए और अगर आप G7 के बारे में अच्छे से ना पढ़े, आई थिंक दैट विल बी इनजस्टिस टू योर करंट अफेयर्स प्रिपरेशन। क्योंकि अभी जो सिचुएशन है इंटरनेशनल अफेयर्स का और जो वर्ल्ड का सिचुएशन है इन पर्टिकुलर, ऐसे में एक मीटिंग होना हमारे लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा क्रूशियल हो जाता है। और आने वाले वक्त में इस मीटिंग की जब आउटकम्स हमें बाहर पब्लिक डोमेन में देखने को मिलेंगी, तब भी हम इस पे एक डिस्कशन करेंगे। लेकिन फॉर द टाइम बिंग, let's talk about the nations which are involved in this particular meeting. So the very first nation is France, second is United States, third is United Kingdom, fourth Germany, fifth Japan, Italy and Canada, and India, China, Brazil, and many more nations. For example, Russia also. These are not part of the G7 grouping. Why they are not part of G7 grouping? Friends, interestingly, Russia was a part of G7 and earlier it was called G8, but after the annexation of Crimea back in 2014, Russia was removed from G7 grouping. Basically, at that point of time, it was called G8 and now G7 because there are 7 nations. And our honorable Prime Minister has gone there in Canada. So you will be, I mean, you would have a question that if India is not a part of the G7, why our Prime Minister is going to attend that meeting? So, friends, we will have to look it from a different perspective, as it's not as such that these nations are only involved in decision making and it will not have any impact in other countries, or I mean, they are not taking any decision in void, in vacuum. So, whatever decision they take, it will certainly impact international relation. And our Prime Minister or India historically has been witnessing the G7 meetings, and this year also, our Prime Minister was invited, and he has it's his way to Canada. And subsequently, when meetings will be held and when the news will come out, we will have a separate discussion. But regarding the nations, it is important to remember this nation because you might see questions in upcoming examination. Now let's talk about that who were the core members or the founding members of G7. Guys, to know about the founding members, it is important that Canada was not a part of that founding members, and neither was Russia at that point of time. So these were 6 nations: France, United States, United Kingdom, Germany, Japan एंड इटली ओनली। कनाडा नहीं था फाउंडिंग मेंबर्स। ये बात आप याद रखेंगे क्योंकि अभी यूपीएससी का लेवल ये नहीं, आपसे डायरेक्ट यूपीएससी ये नहीं पूछेगी कि कौन कौन से मेंबर्स थे। ये सवाल ऑलरेडी आ चुका है, तो हो सकता है ये पूछा जाए कि कौन कौन से फाउंडिंग मेंबर्स थे या फिर कौन फाउंडिंग मेंबर नहीं था। ओके, नाउ लेट्स ट्रेस द हिस्ट्री ऑफ G7. The G7 origin stems from meeting in 1970s between the finance minister and of the France and Germany. So Uh, subsequently, the fall of Bretton Woods system, G7 was bring or brought in light in 1975. France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the United Kingdom and United States, they basically formed the group of 6, G6. And then in 1976, Canada was invited to join. As I have told you that Canada was not a part of founding members. So in 1980s, the G7 expanded its focus to international security, human rights, and global stability. And in 21st century, the G7 has played a crucial role in strengthening international economic policies. It has